Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Solid Rock, Minnesota podcast. It's a place to swing by for a brief moment for some stories and news and things to ponder. It's a place to take a small pause from your busy life. So grab yourself a cup of coffee or a mug of tea or a pop, as we like to call it here in the North Country, and kick back for a moment. Take a breather. There is a saying, how can you tell a person is from Minnesota? The answer? If they talk to you about the weather for more than about a minute. I guess due to our incredible ranges in the temperatures and weather, we Minnesotans can always find the topic of weather a safe subject to talk about, either casually or intensely with friends and strangers alike. It's just one of those things that's bred into our gene pool here in Minnesota. If it isn't a conversation about the heat and humidity, it's talking about the cold and the snow and the wind chills. This morning I'm sitting at my desk and I'm watching the 20 squirrels taking over the bird feeders and feeding on the ground, while the birds sit perched and freezing in the trees nearby, waiting for their turn to get at the feeders. It's been cold here the past few days, with the wind chills in the 30 to 40 below range, and air temps have been in the 15 to 20 below range. Weather like that causes a few changes in Minnesotans. They'll begin by putting on their choppers, those wool mittens that are inside the leather pair of mittens. Along with that, the sorrel boots may appear on some people's feet. It just depends how long the person's intending on being outside. If for over an hour or 20 below weather, the sorrels usually will get dug out. And to cover the face, if outdoors for more than a few minutes, many will use a scarf or a neck warmer to pull up over their face to keep the nostrils from closing and freezing shut. It also wipes the snot running from the nose and forming ice crystals on a guy's beard or mustache. That is always so gross. But before any outer gear is needed, there is a whole new level of dressing under the jackets and boots. It may be a pair of wool socks or maybe even two pairs, some flannel-lined jeans for the newcomers to Minnesota, and some polar fleece for under the buffalo plaid shirt. Always there's polar fleece involved. While these are not absolute Minnesota clothing necessities, the ability to dress in layers is definitely needed for when you get in the truck and need to peel off a layer or two to keep from sweating. Many times you'll see someone at the gas pumps in their layers but no jacket. But you know darn well the jacket's not too far away from the front seat, just in case you're needing to pump more than 10 or 15 gallons. While at the pumps, it's guaranteed that a conversation about the weather will develop as the pumps are running. Many times it will just be a nod from the other person as they're dumping a can of heat into their vehicle's gas line. But oftentimes it will start with the questions, is it cold enough for you? And pardon the expression, but this question usually will break the ice. It seems to give the other person the permission to, complain a little bit about the cold. While Minnesotans aren't big complainers of the cold, they may say things like, yeah, it's getting old, or, yeah, my outdoor faucet's frozen solid, probably till April. Whatever the complaint, it's met with a nod of the head and an understanding that it's getting old having the 20 below temps and 30 to 40 below wind chills. But then usually someone will be the voice of reason and say, yeah, well, it beats the heck out of 90 degrees and 100% humidity. And both will head on into the quick trip and grab a cup of hot coffee and be on their way back out into the cold, knowing they're not alone in the Minnesota cold snap. Stay warm, everyone. You've been listening to the podcast, The Solid Rock, Minnesota. We're honored and happy you've taken the time from your busy day to give us a listen. If you've enjoyed spending just a few minutes with us, please tell your family and friends to stop by and check us out. Feel free to leave a comment here and subscribe to the Solid Rock, Minnesota podcast. You can also stop by and pick up a free bumper sticker. Just visit our website at www.solidrockminnesota.com. Until next time, may you be surrounded with life, laughter, family, and friends, people who truly know you. Many blessings.